Hello, welcome everyone. How have you been? Hope your weekend is fine. You might hear that my voice is a little bit off. I've been sick the last few days, but forgive me. Yeah, welcome to our new series, I guess, where we're gonna be on a quest to find enjoyment in Shogi. I believe it needs some explanation, and I shall provide some. Before that, I shall log into Shogi. Because we're gonna do some fun stuff. Yellow. Yeah, so as you guys know, the music, I turned off the music, I'm stupid. As you guys know, we've been doing book reading on Thursdays, but I decided, hey, why not make something for myself, apart from tea? And yeah, many studies. And there was something I wanted to work on, which is, my own study. Whatever I would like to. Because, okay, I will tell you what made me think about this topic. Like, you guys always send Kifu on Sunday, right? And you play various vast openings, like recently Melkor sent double right side king, or many people had to face right side for Faerûk. Or there's this Elmo castle, and I have my lucks in those openings, and I thought I should be studying those a little bit. But the problem with that is I'm missing a certain item that's necessary, I believe, which is the enjoyment. Enjoyment for me came from understanding like Shogi more and more every day. That requires, of course, patience. And that's what I plan this series to be, patiently taking a look at many variations and just learning it. You feel called out? Hi, Nibi. Enjoying for me came from Tsume Shogi. Well, another popular enjoyment comes from the fact of like success, so like winning against other people, or being able to solve from Tsume Shogi. But I remember the first one was when I was able to like learn the handicaps section of this book, which is the Art of Shogi. And I thought maybe that's where we can start, like take a line from the old book written in English and then find out like how it changed or I built upon it, yeah? Enjoyment of Shogi for me was the friends that I found along the way. Ah, that was a thing for me as well, indeed. Yeah, there are many ways to enjoy Shogi, let's say that. But to say specifically enjoyment of playing, I didn't manage to play a game without stressing out in recent months, to be honest. And this comes as a work sickness, let's guess. Like every win mattered as a pro, so it would be nice to get that feeling of enjoyment back as well. Community is huge part of the enjoyment. Yeah, I'm glad you guys feel that way. So I'm just taking slowly, taking a look at the book. What I would like to do today. Like there are those castle section, which, for example, doesn't have the Elmo castle, but it teaches you basic checkmate against Yagura. That's the Bishop Exchange Yagura, like the gold at the back, followed by a rook. I remember winning a game on a tournament with it. Just like one diagram that you see and then you can use up in the actual game. That gives satisfaction, right? Okay, let's take a look at some Joseki, shall we? This is all rule set, 2 historical games. Which actually is Migishiken Bisha. Maybe we can take a look at that. Enjoy Shogi for Shogi, some guy at some point. Yeah. How much pressure did you feel to win every game? I read pros taking about winning like a matter of life or death. Well, not life or death, but... I don't know how... Like, if you don't experience certain emotion, you have no way of knowing how it feels, even if I describe, right? Professionals who live in the competitive world are often thought of as having a strong mentality that enables them to face any difficult situation. However, Shogi players are inherently weak people. I was the same way. Speaking of which, I got email from Renway. There are people who try to live in a world where they can be only saved by winning and where they have nothing to rely on, so it's impossible for them to be strong. So where they can only be saved by winning and where they have nothing to rely on. You see, that's the pressure of the words. Like, we're reading those words and then we remember that Satomi lost her 2 recent pro games. So, like, you see that it's all about winning, right? Like, immediately you remember that fact. They say Shogi is about result. You just see the name and you're like, oh yeah, how is she doing recently? Like, yeah, the income definitely is there. Also, remember that Lady Pro, like, you don't get that much money if you don't qualify high. Like, yeah, and then there's a lot of pressures. I don't want to talk about it. Like, I could be talking about it. I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, I think certain things you have to experience by yourself, and like I can spend hours like explaining how it felt, but I don't think there's a point in that at this moment. I just sometimes, just to make it short, I just sometimes wonder where all the passion went, like it disappeared. Like, I would be reading books like every day, like even during dinner and lunch and whatever, it's gone. So I'm like, it's a quest to find it again, I guess. Yeah. 2 historical games. Yeah, I mean, I've been planning to like maybe read this book slowly. But actually, the fact that it's historical game makes me think that it's not as good as recent games. And it starts as 4-5 rook, but then the king is castled on 8-7 square, which is like here. It's kind of weird. And I don't like that fact, so I will skip it. Then we have handicap games. We could take a look at it. Oh, there's one skill I would like to train. I don't know if we will manage or if I will have to do it alone. But one regret I have, or like one thing I would like to do yet, it's not a regret, I guess, is like being able to read a Kifu and then like remember it just by reading it, like the whole thing. I know there are people who can do that, I know that it's... But I wasn't able to do that, so... Oh yeah, I wanted to find like 3-5 rook versus 4-5 rook right side. I mean, definitely players like Satomi or, you know, Habu or whatever, like higher level, they have even more pressure, but when they have title matches and so on. I mean, I also have to admit that it's a lot of pressure for me, not being like native Japanese as well, so that's another type of pressure. Enjoying shogi is to play 4-5 rook against 3-5 rook and lose multiple games. Yeah, I was thinking of studying doubles swinging rook as well. Yeah, we can take a look. I really like to come back to those handicap series because if Tsume Shogi is a basic version of endgame, as you know, endgame consists of enemy side that you have to checkmate and your side that have to survive. The handicap is like simplified middle game where they don't have certain pieces and you just have to achieve certain goals in order to win the game. So I like to come back to like handicap positions and like remind myself what a good attack feels like. Maybe we can start with this. Have you ever thought about how to win 8-piece handicap? Is there ability for me to set up 8-piece handicap actually? Yeah, okay. That's harder than I thought it's gonna be. Okay. How to win 8-piece handicap in the most efficient way. Oh, he did? Oh, that's cool. I have to see that. Can you post it on our Discord? I will check it later. So basically what I'm doing, I'm reading this book, yeah. Oh, isn't it complicated, Lincoln? Isn't it complicated, edge attack? Or is it... What is the most efficient way? Is it enough to beat 2 golds using 2 big pieces? Let's read. One of the main opening principles is to try and activate one's major pieces, the rook and the bishop. Okay. Okay, first of all, does this book belong to me or is it Terra Merchant? Can I make notes in it? That's a very important question. I like to make notes in my shogi books, but I'm not sure which one is that one. Give me a second, I'm gonna ask you. I have confirmed that the book that looks more used indeed belongs to Termarch, and this one belongs to me. Alright. My favorite thing to do before I start studying shogi books is to find a working pencil. And I'm gonna make it boring for you guys. I'm gonna sharpen that pencil right now. HB pencil. I'm already laughing. Maybe the enjoyment is coming back. And yes, I use this to sharpen it because I'm lazy. You posted, thanks. Oh, you didn't hear it. Yes, we could do ASMR next time. So let's underline. If you guys have your own version of the art of shogi, you can read along at your own house. Alright, one of the main opening principles to try to activate one's major pieces. Underscore rook and the bishop. Alright. Underline, not underscore. From the starting position of the diagram 22 above. It says diagram 22, but it doesn't have a number. Oh no, it does. It has a number. Hi Melkor. Silent stream again, alright. Too bad, we're reading a lot. Black immediately threatens to force promotion of the bishop by pawn 7-6. Bishop promotion. Meeting k4-2 with bishop 6-6, and then promotion is unstoppable. Did you guys know that? Does it mean the 8-piece handicap is beatable in 3 moves? That's a tricky question because you guys might have noticed one error that hasn't been explained. The holidays start next week, I believe, because we will have no German class as well. Unless, yeah, I guess it's different country, but I guess it's similar. Just speak different language. Okay, book, stay open. How do I keep the book from closing? The basic questions asked on the stream. How do I keep book from closing on the in most efficient way? Anyway, I'm gonna use this very cute penguin bookmark that brings me enjoyment as well. So I would really like this arrow to be red because it shows threat. Okay, it's control. So let's do that. Let's fix that, yeah? Let's actually fix the whole thing and call it 8-piece handicap. Make it public and let's fix first threats. And then we're gonna delete all the others. Perfection. Ah, depends on which part of Germany. Okay. Yeah, you karaoke in your Malaysia group? I should join more often. So the trick is, for those who didn't notice, is that actually in handicap it's white who makes the first move. So this won't work because Sente was the first to move. I gotcha. Yeah. So the actual thing is Gote to play. Yeah. So the first move by the book is king, yeah, protecting this square. Let's make it blue. Book, stay open. Microphone, please, thank you. Microphone is helping me to keep the book. Maybe those 2 pawns are very important, as you know. So we have to protect it, yeah. So we protect it. We open and then we go and protect this by moving closer, right? Bishop, and finally we protect both pawns. So that's the Joseki kind of. And notice how strong this bishop is. It attacks on all flanks. That's very, very important. So the actual Joseki. Yeah, gold. It doesn't matter, Lincoln. It's like the gold will move. It will move eventually anyway. It doesn't matter. 8 pieces dump, but it teaches you this amazing basic principle that activating one's major pieces. It's very important. I have to blow my nose off and I'm still sick. So, what do we do then? We stop the bishop promotion, we continue. Yeah, we try to activate the rook. White has successfully prevented the immediate bishop promotion. The most direct continuation, black threatens to promote the rook after the further static rook's pawn advance in exchange. And the threat is... simply... Okay, threat. So this is gonna be the threat, which is very hard to see. And white will have to defend the square. And now they're showing instead blah blah blah. Okay, so the defensive move will be this one. And the variation they're speaking of will be this one. Ah, no, okay, instead. Instead of this move, there is this move. Followed by delta means, okay, I got confused because the way the book shows like skip a move in Japanese, usually you would use this, but in this book there is a delta mark. Delta symbol, which is this one. This is what they use in the book, so I got a little bit confused over there. If you're also confused, they use this in the Art of Shogi. Then they say threaten this and this, which is answered by either gold or king to 3-2, and gold or king to 3-2. Okay. Yep, that's the idea. Main line. White can now meet this threat by redropping the pawn, right? And forcing the rook to retreat. And they're gonna play 6-4 pawn, taking an active play. White hopes to be able to drive the bishop away in order to free the gold from defending at 9-3, even though the immediate... okay, so they're complicating it, but basically the idea is we force the bishop away so that this gold can move. And the problem is that it's actually not working so well. For example, this fails, yeah? Actually. Like, we are not able to protect those two squares at the same time. Anyway, that in the future perhaps is the target. White could instead play waiting moves, beginning with king 3-2. Black would then need to bring another piece into the attack in order to break through. The most efficient way of doing this is pawn 3-6, king 4-2. Okay, this is not the correct variation again, it's very confusing. Okay. And also it's the chess notation, which is very funny actually. Alright, that's gonna be important thing. So, instead of... No. instead of this move, they could be waiting. No, book, you're not making sense. You move the gold first, and then you're okay. Don't get irritated. All right, king 3-2, waiting move. We're gonna bring another piece. Targeting promotion. And they say, it is often dangerous to advance a knight early in the game, as the knight cannot retreat. Thus the proverb, the advanced knight falls prey to the pawn. But in this case, now attacking the head of... they explain what it means, the head of, which is the square in front of. But attacking the head of the knight by pawn for 4 simply allows take. White after defending instead, yeah. Defending. Black has bishop 7-5. Forcing promotion on the 5-3 square. Amazing. So this is a clear case of they don't have enough pieces to defend everything, right? This is useful in the end game as well. Sorry, middle game of normal games as well. This comes from the fact that bishop is very mobile. And like, for example, this gold cannot teleport here, right? They cannot teleport to protect that square. If this was a bishop... No, still. Yeah, maybe they could like try to oppose that bishop. But currently, yeah, it's impossible from the physical point of view, yeah? So just by adding one knight, we're able to break their position. So they cannot wait, yeah, pawn push perhaps blocking that line that we saw. And here it continues. Black now initiates a rook pawn tesuji, good technique. Tesuji mistranslated as good technique, alright. Which is one of the main lessons of an 8-piece handicap game. After pawn takes, rook takes, pawn drop, black can now use sideways power of the rook. Capture the advanced pawn by rook takes 6-4, and more importantly, next promote the rook. So if we were to go here, we take, we can now promote the rook. Although the king can still defend, so you could argue that not really, but yeah. Crossing rook, yeah. As a beginner, you can look at this position and say, but what about king 5-2? Yeah, this book doesn't explain it. Actually, I wonder if it's like overlooked by the author. Yeah, I guess that's simple enough. Yeah, the 5-3 becomes weak again. Yeah, so maybe then we can bring the knight. Let's go with that. Yeah, one variation that works is good. Okay, so they're not gonna take it. They're gonna push here, which is the main line. No, it's just, I'm pretty sure they're making it simple, but like, I just remember that as a beginner I'm quite confused, like, but wait, what if ... yeah? Yeah. I mean, Art of Shogi is a great book. If you don't have it, you should buy it. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah? There are other books that I wouldn't recommend strongly. And I mean, you can benefit from any Shogi. Honestly, you can benefit from any Shogi book you buy. It's just matter of like, do we give it 3 stars or 5 stars? Yeah, the Art of Shogi is 5-star book. Okay, promote the rook. So now we push. Now the variation comes in. So as you can see, this time the pawn escaped the rook attack. It seems a little bit more complex. The rook need not retreat, but can move across white's 4th rank. Rook 6-4 is now met by king. Okay, so they do mention king 3-2, preventing the rook from promoting. But black can instead use the pin on the 5-3 pawn against white king. Okay, so instead, like this, forcing a breakthrough. For example, so this is the main line, perhaps. Yeah, this is. They have weird thing. They show the bolded text for the main line, and they pointed out that 6-4 is bolded, but at the same time 5-4 is bolded. So I think this is printing error. Anyway, so clearly taking is taking. So gold move. Bishop promotes king for 1. Rooks this time was here, which is again weird because the king can protect that promotion, right? Alright, but the gold comes in. Rook promotion, king 3-2. Pinning white's other gold. Which will then lead to taking and mates, yeah? So my question is, what if king 5-1? 5-4. 5-4 what? I guess anything works. Yeah, 5-4 will work, right? The gold cannot move actually. Like, okay, so rook move. If we do this, maybe they can do this and like get a gold, yeah? But they can move the king again. And we arrive at cinched, yeah? This is the same position as this one. So if the solution is to go back, it's gonna arrive at cinched. And assuming 5-4 horse, then the gold will come in. So you stay in 8, yeah. Yeah. Well, one thing we could try is like a pawn drop here, but it seems like an advanced technique. What is the most efficient? Maybe if the pawn drop is good enough. Like the idea is, yeah, with pawn drop, if they take, we can chase this gold, right? So now it's clear win, right? If they don't take, this cannot be played. They play this, we just go back. They have to move, and then we can promote. Is this simple enough? We actually threaten to fork 2 pieces right now. That's interesting. That complicated. My god, 8-piece handicap is more complex than expected. 8-piece handicap, eh? I mean, just take, promote. Yeah? That would be like the normalest move I can think of. Oh, Hatsuki, no, my bishop! Yeah. Now to protect that... You don't have an efficient way to protect. You would have to use the bishop, right? Here or here. Let's say here it looks good because it protects for 1 as well. And notice that if we were to promote the bishop, let's kills off the king. So we cannot move the bishop, and we win eventually, right? They cannot do much. Yeah, maybe they can move the king, chase it away, and this is a checkmate. They go here. They don't have piece to drop, yeah. I mean, there are many ways to win. Move the silver up, at least. Push this pawn, treat it gold drop, bring the dragon back, start using talking, many ways. Which is the most efficient? How about pawn push? Threatening checkmate. We have to protect it. If we protect by the bishop, there is gold drop. If they push this pawn to like start running away, most efficient way. I don't see most efficient way. Bringing talking back is already quite scary. We're not threatening checkmate yet, but next we're threatening to take this and bring the dragon. Like, they cannot do anything, they don't have enough pieces. We go back. We can actually... or check. Funny enough, this move looks like a good move as well. Threatening take. Gold drop 3-2. Gold drop 3-2 king runs here, right? And we're left with 2 heavy pieces, unless we have a nice follow-up. Maybe we do. Yeah, we could suck it as well, like take, go here. I mean, this is interesting because perhaps we have a way to chase the king like this into the edge. But I believe he will run here or here. Maybe I say here. And this gold kinda looks stuck there, yeah? There is probably no need to, because if he takes, we have this check, remember, yeah? So how about, call me crazy, pawn drop to 5. Now we're threatening a 3-2 gold drop with dragon coming back. If they take, we have a check, they run, check. Yeah. Is there any way to play out of this situation? Well, I don't think so, right? That feels good because we prevent that flow toward the ocean. At the same time, we surround the king. Yeah. The alt is like chasing. It kind of makes sense. I cannot believe I calculated all the other moves. I even calculated this move. Apart from pound drop. This pound drop feels so good now sitting on the board. Okay, pawn push. That makes it simpler, it feels like. Let's say this one. King runs, we take. It's fun because we use a single pawn to like force this whole situation. As compared to this move perhaps, that gives more clarity about what's happening here. And in exchange, if this is the main move, then it's like we gained a move kinda. Those two in exchange, right? So it feels beneficial. Because now we have this square open for ourselves after the check. It doesn't matter actually, but it's a difference. Alright, where were we? We got stuck in a variation. So we were talking about token making, yeah? So this was like variation that will iterate. Note that if on move 5, White had advanced any pawn to the 4th rank, then after pawn to 4, pawn takes, rook takes, pawn drop, this rook's pawn tesuji, that is good way of activating the rook and winning a pawn, can also work by means of a pawn drop. What? Sorry, okay. If White has advanced any pawn to the 4th rank, then the rook could capture that pawn after that sequence. Dot. This rook's pawn tesuji, that is good way of activating the rook and winning a pawn, can also work by means of a pawn drop. For example, after alternative variation, okay. Oh, okay. So they're saying that this is great, where you can move your rook sideways, but move number 5 here. So if they were to wait here, and we do the same thing, and then they push the pawn, we can redrop it as well, which will continue. Like it's gonna be the same thing basically. And most important thing, remember the rook can attack and defend both on the file and across the rank. So by reading this book, this is like the first thing you learn, and I think this is very beneficial. Job applications for the position of CEO, talking manufacturing LTD are closed now. Okay. That's the end of this handicap. That's the end. So, what did we learn? The actual Joseki rook sideways power. That's all we learned. Oh, that was his joke. I don't understand the context though. Alright, how do we do that? We are enjoying this, right? We have to do it. Do we make another chapter or do we make... I'm gonna make another chapter. And this is gonna be... Because those handicap really get like confusing quickly, so I don't wanna dump it all in the one study. So, actual Josek. And like I was commenting a title match and then he said Watanabe could become a CEO of Tokyo manufacturer. And then it closed because he missed his chance. Okay. That's a good one. Yeah, here. Like, this is the Shogi commentary that you wanna see. Not like those boring. Yeah, those are good commentaries. I was watching the chess stream another day and I saw such a difference from... there were those 4 commentators, right? I always forget his name, like David... it wasn't John? No, not Joan. Anyway, like those 4 female commentators and 1 female... 2 female commentators, 2 male commentators. And they were making it so entertaining. They seemed like they're good friends having fun. It's just such a pleasure to watch those. It's like you're having coffee talk and there's like a chess tournament going on. And the other chess commentary, like I watched, it was like Zoom call and they're like, they couldn't do it live and they were talking about variations, but like nobody cared. Like, yeah, audio levels were off. Totally different feel, yeah. I thought like making good commentary is very, very difficult. And I really appreciated that first chess commentary is a good one. David Howell, yeah, one of them. David, Simon, and 2 female commentators. Sorry, I just cannot remember the names. I even don't remember which was Simon and which was David. Yeah. Anyway, one of them kept making bets about let's bet on which side he castles his king, and it was so funny as well. Alright, 6-piece handicap gods and silvers. As before, white must prevent black's immediate bishop promotion. Yeah. So king for2. The equivalent following line would be gold f2, which will be given at the end of the section, okay? A main lesson for black to learn is a 6-piece handicap game, okay, underscore, is how to exploit white's edge file weakness by coordinated edge attack using pawn, lance, bishop, and rook, aiming to promote the rook. So the idea is to activate this guy. Who was 6-piece gym leader again? Well, Jen. You better listen to the Joseki here. If black does not attack on the h-file, and after, for example, okay, so this is a wrong example. Pawn, gold, pawn, silver. White maybe allow time for... Oh, sorry. So instead of that line, instead of the bishop, for example, move number 3. So bishop move was number 3 instead of that. They might be allowed to play this one. Blocking the path of the bishop. So this is something we've seen in this higher level, like lower handicaps, I guess. Higher handicaps, lower handicaps. Lower handicaps. It's hard to say lower because lower you think it's like the higher handicap. Less piece handicaps. That also sounds wrong. 2-piece handicaps where you like block the bishop line, right? Yeah, it's the same way. Yeah. So if you over concentrate on attacking this line, you miss the easy chance of going there. Okay, smaller handicap. Let's go with that. Okay. I mean, you could argue that they can use the gold to do so as well, but and here we go with this. All right. Initiating the 9th file attack. 9th file attack. That's a new for me. A first file attack variation with pawn 5-6, bishop 5-7 is given at the end of the variation. So there will be this variation as well. Okay. If we do nothing, the threat is to do this. Now it's very important move, pawn 5-6, because here we're threatening to drive the bishop away again. And we want to keep it here, so we push this pawn. This is a famous line. If you guys don't know it, shame on you. Yeah, so the problem with gold being there is like the silver won't be able to help the defense. I mean, it will end up being the same thing actually. You will see, it will have sense why the gold is there, why the silver is there, but yeah, the gold's also interesting, I guess. But yeah, Jen, you can come up with a variation that will confuse your enemy. Okay, pawn 5-6 to meet with, so this time, like this. And because they cannot chase the bishop away, they're gonna try something else. Yeah, okay, so this, by the way, is very scary because it gives away the initiative as well. So we cannot do that. Gold will come up. So if, Jen, you had gold here, you won't be able to move it here, because then the bishop could promote. So that's kind of the difference. Gold is now free to advance, like here. Okay, so that's the idea behind this, Joseki. In handicap games, this right side gold is often used by white as the attacking general. Okay? And here. If black delays this, then this or this would block the bishop, yeah? Okay, so we have to go in. Pawn takes, lance takes, and the gold comes. White hopes for lance promotion, silver up, rook. Okay, so white hopes for this. But the pawn drop, keeping the major pieces, rook and bishop at bay. So the lance promotion is not that effective. Yeah, so we cannot really like promote them anymore. Yeah, this guy isn't very effective. Black should instead aim to promote the rook. So that's also a very good advice for you guys if you play like bogey in edge attack. What should you prioritize? Usually we end up like promoting the lance. And that's because the enemy does a great job of blocking the rook as well. But in this case, we'll have an option to go stronger. And it's important to know what you want to achieve in the middle game. So main variation. Similarly, they're gonna try to block us. Yeah, if we go in, it's the exact same variation. So here there's a trick to sacrifice the bishop. Black sacrifice bishop for gold to begin a forcing sequence in order to promote the rook. So now they are left with one defender. I magically turn on the computer. How did I do that? And by clicking space, I'm actually playing the computer moves. Which is very interesting. So space triggers the computer analysis. That's a very interesting find. And it shows the arrows in yellow, which is also a very interesting find. Okay. I clicked space instead of alt, which allows me to draw the arrows, so I was very confused. So yeah, they have only one defender. Yeah, technically if you think of it, we just exchanged bishop for a gold, right? So a gold is a very good defensive piece. And now they cannot use the bishop to defend with us efficiently. Now the idea is also that they have no ways to use the bishop to fork our rook and the king. Notice there is a knight here, like protecting the bishop drops. This is something a beginner might miss. A strong player like wouldn't fake this move, but it's worth knowing. Bishop takes. Pawn takes, rook takes, gold 5-2, promotion, lance promotion to h3. The idea is if they move the silver, you chase them. So notice it's not here, it's here, which is higher. And this clearly opens up the rook. And again, we would like to look at the king. Giving white's king chess as a possible escape route, and the most interesting perhaps is this one, favorite way to create token. Black aims for a token, promoted pawn attack. Gold 8-6-8 would be interposed first, defending against any. Okay, so there's sub variation, like you can play gold 6-8, like defending against bishop drops. With promotion. The slower pawn drop is also possible. Yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, it's just promote. So let's see why is it slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. We already attack. Yeah, one move faster indeed. So pawn takes, pawn drop. I think this speeds us up actually. The target is to go there. Pawn push, retaining this. And And then we simply protect. Black can continue with promotion. If white had... Okay, so this is the end of the variation. They don't tell you exactly how to break the enemy camp, but I think it's clear that again, it's rook promotion into token creation, right? And those two together are very powerful already. Then we can like take off one of the enemy pieces and basically end up in the previous handicap, like closer to it. Having less pieces to deal with, easier way to win. It's still very, very complex for a beginner to like find the correct play. But that's how you win, basically. Yeah, free talking. There's nothing preventing you from making more of those, right? If white had begun with b2 gold, then the same exact line how do you end up in the same exact line? After rook takes 9-5 would be even better for black. For example, b2 rook, keeping the king on the back rank. The tempting 9-1 rook promotion would allow the king escape. So you keep the king on the back rank. You threaten a mate, right? And this is winning. Ah, not this one. Or rook pressure following analysis given by Fortin lifetime aging Kimura. Okay. So yes, we have 13 lifetime aging Kimura confirming that this line is indeed very, very winning. And the last comment, lastly from diagram 28 above. 28, this one. Black can likewise break to the bishop, sacrifice 5 first, for example. With white's king on 4 to potentially even more exposed to coming rook promotion. Yeah, we're coming from the rook side this time. So let's compare this position with this one. It looks closer. It does look closer. So I would recommend this more, perhaps. Actually. I wonder why they didn't show this one first. Maybe just to show that it is possible. Like maybe they can start running away. Yeah. But then there is this pin, right, on the gold. Like it doesn't work to escape like that. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, Jen, I mean, those are your weaknesses, eh? Okay. So this was the 6-piece handicap. The 4-piece is way more complex. But maybe I got bored by handicap games and we can try something else. Maybe do some sumishogi for once. What sumishogi should we do? Funny enough, they don't have sumishogi in this book. They show you different kanji. You can remember, like NHK Cup, Ladies, Professional, Resigns, Checkmate. There's some Kifu written down. It's very well written. And the last note is like, by the way, they discovered this new castle called Millennium. Which is kind of funny because it was years ago. That's confusing. It says this. Did I overcomplicate it in my mind? I was concentrating on like dropping the gold here. Actually, this is the solution. I used to have like this sumishogi game. It's like a Game Boy simulator. It was, I think Ninkwe gave it to me. Like the setting was that there was a clock telling you how much time you're using on this particular problem, how many moves, and then there was this sound of like water flowing. And I don't know, you guys know there's like this Japanese bamboo that when it gets too much water inside, it goes like poop, because the water flows out of it and then it goes up, like it's on kind of leverage like this. It's like got heavy, and then the water flips out and it bumps like poop with this side. So every, like, I don't know, if 30 seconds or something, it would go like poop. And it's both, it was kind of relaxing, kind of like, you know, you're in Japanese garden, like solving this sumishogi. Maybe one day I can show you guys. I still should have it somewhere actually. It had many problems in it. Some of them being quite complex. And you could ask the computer for like a hint. It would tell you that it would tell you it's incorrect, but I'm not sure if it told you why exactly. This one is complex. What the heck is going on? So many pieces. I'm confused. Like, I assume that if the king runs here, we can checkmate him here as long as we cover this square somehow. Now, yeah, the problem is we cannot let the king... if he runs down, we have to keep this square open. Like, keep this square covered. So I think it's gold here. And then bishop, yeah. If you do the incorrect thing, and for the same idea move the gold here, this will be a checkmate and the king can go here, but he starts running away here, which is terrifying. So paradoxically going away is the correct answer. Yeah, very interesting problem. Sacrifice. This is, yeah, focus point. Focal point. I see made in 7, but this is made in 5, so I'm concerned. Okay. Do not let him escape. Surround. Finish. This one, it's something about juggling those pieces around. And the knight jump looks really cool as well. So this square is covered, so as long as we force the king to move, there is a gold drop here. So that indicates it's a silver drop. Then of course if gold takes, it's a gold drop at the hand. Now I guess the bishop takes, that leads us to the last variation. That means this square is uncovered. And knight jump after that. Lance takes its gold drop, king runs its gold drop. So here it's a famous one, you drop the gold here to chase him into the corner. He can take of course, but then you promote and chase him. No, this just at a glance, it's something about those two squares because we have two diagonal pieces. There is something more interesting about sacrificing the dragon over sacrificing the gold. First we need to get rid of this escape route somehow. It is gonna be silver dropped, like block it off, it's gonna be pawn takes, then sacrifice, lance takes, so those two squares will be blocked, and finisher. The reason why we don't take with the bishop is that dragon takes the pawn, lance takes, both squares are closed, this is checkmate as well, but we end up with pawn in hand at the very end. So this is considered to be the correct variation. Now this clearly indicates this move because there's a pawn here. There's a trick though, we have a lance which clearly indicates it's gonna be lance drop here, just without thinking about the problem. This is what it indicates, and the reason is, like, if we do that, the king starts running away, so we want to block it, and lance drop rook something allows this variation to thrive. So probably gold takes is the thing, and because the gold moves, this doesn't allow the king to run anymore. Actually, sorry. This way, and this is made in one actually, with this horse instead of the other. So gold takes, gold drop. I almost did Tenjin Zango, which is played in the wrong order of moves. I almost played the horse first. This is common mistake you can make in your real games. It's good to like double check what you're playing always. That's what stopped me there. Well, preventing him to run there and then trap him on the edge. This is like a shape that you have to know. This shape. This indicates that the king run there. So we have to do something about rook sacrifice there. Another question is which order of moves. Probably... The problem is if we sacrifice the rook, simply silver takes and they look kind of protected with the silver being there. It's probably a drop. Silver takes, we promote. If he runs this time we take the silver, yeah? So rook drop, silver takes, promote, and we end up in this funny shape where they can take the rook, but silver finished the move. Yeah, because both silvers are in front of the king, making this square vulnerable. Now this looks more complex because it's Nugyoku. So at a glance it just looks more complex, I have no idea. I see the horses protecting this square, those are protecting those, and there is a token that just radiates over those squares as well. Now we have simply a rook, which is also concerning. But I see that I have the majority on this square. Yeah. If I were to drop the rook here, they cannot take it. That looked like a sun for a moment. Wait. That's cute. Because silver takes, dragon takes is a checkmate. So maybe we can play around that. And once more, if we move this rook, this becomes a check. And this rook movement blocks this horse, which indicates to me that the dragon will be the last move. They can try to block this or move the king, that's the only two options in open check. Oh wait, they can also take the bishop. Okay, so there's many things that's happening. Rook drop king runs, check. And as the king is here and the rook is here, simplifying this in our minds, this dragon is going to be a checkmate if they do anything else than run away. It's that simple. If they don't do those two moves, it's a checkmate. So run also needs to a checkmate. Yeah. Remember, they have to promote. It's upside down, but they have to promote. Yeah, let's jump to 7 moves. I'll be back. Thank you. Alright. So I was, just to repeat what I was saying, I asked my chair, did it solve the Tsume Shogi? He didn't. I was speaking about patterns. I was explaining that in the previous problem, there was a hanging lens, which kind of indicates to us that something's about to play there. And here, if we make a check with the bishop, the king will be slowly running away there. We have no way of preventing it run away. So we shouldn't let them take the gold for free. Hi, Spinal Tap. Get out, Spinal. Get out. In general, in Tsume Shogi, like, if they take your piece for free, it's kind of weird, like, there's something suspicious about it. I also said that if those two pieces were to disappear, and if this lance were to move, silver drop would be checkmate, so around those two patterns, I would like to play around it. Bishop to free promote. Bishop is on to free, so I don't know how you want to promote it in the same place. So I think those two the idea of putting the silver here is correct. It's just a matter of timing. So we will force the lance to move. And we will get rid of this piece by sacrificing the bishop. And this time, previously there was a bishop here, so check, lance takes was possible. But here, bishop check will be double check, so only king retakes is possible. Leading to the pattern that we've recognized. Yeah. What patterns do we see here? Where gold drop at the head, like immediately we see those two patterns, yeah? Now how to get there? I don't know yet. Okay, this one is a little bit more complex. Other thing we should notice here, we actually have majority on this square. 2 versus 2, right? So if we drop first, we have the majority. I tried, like my mind actually went over other variations first. Like, what if we trick him to move? What if we promote first, drop the knight and stuff? It didn't work. So I'm kinda cheating, I can read this out. But yeah, we have the majority here. Make it simple. If we drop the gold here, we cannot really take it, yeah? Because then we have majority on this square. So here we run, and it's kind of weird shape. It's gold in front of the pawn that's blocking the bishop. That looks incorrect, but actually it is correct. Here we can distract the silver, and all we have to do is open this line. And in order to open this line, we have to promote the pawn. And in order to promote the pawn, we have to move the gold. That's what we do. It's kind of silly, but this double check is just unstoppable. So those are those patterns that require more calculation to them. But double check, yeah, double check is some very powerful endgame technique as well. Okay, what do we have here? We have a bishop here protecting this pawn. And this looks very like endgame situation. The enemy dropped the pawn here. If we take, we lose tempo type of situation. And we have 3 silvers. Alright. What's going on here, yeah? So, one thing to notice. If the bishop line is blocked, we can take it. So we have this fun technique of silver drop. Where if he takes with the knight, we block it. Takes it with king, you also block it. So that's like immediately is indicative to me that perhaps this is like the main line. Or even rook takes. Yeah. So the only problem is bishop takes again, but this time the king cannot run away up. Which indicates to me maybe we can drop a silver somewhere else. So the first thing is like the first move you would like to play is this, but king runs. So in order to prevent it, you sacrifice bishop takes, and now you can continue with the original plan. So silver drop. My mind also went to another version. Like we normally in normal games we can sacrifice it and drop silver here. Normally that would lead to a win. In this particular problem, the difficulty that king is basically running away those two lanes. So that's the problem here, yeah? Bishop sacrifice would be normally a good move to make. But we have to play around it, it's a puzzle. And the puzzle is that after silver drop, bishop takes silver drop, they have to take the bishop, and here we have to find a good move. This simplifies this problem to 3 moves checkmate. And basically you need to like memorize all those 3 moves checkmates in order to solve those. So, dragon sack. This is why today we also started from 3 moves to like warm up. So, escape route problem. If we move the bishop, escape route. The first idea, block the escape route, right? Is it gonna work? Probably not. This would be too simple. The other idea I immediately had, gold drop to drag him closer and bring the dragon, but then we don't have enough pieces. Another idea, well, bring the dragon somewhere here, attack the bishop, checkmate him, but we don't have enough to do so. This pattern doesn't seem that clear to me personally, yeah? So time to like stop thinking about moves that make no sense. This doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. Or does it? No, because bishop promotion he rides sideways. He survives. Some moves that make sense are this, perhaps this, but we already established that gold takes kind of prevents that. Okay, let's just leave it. This. Some weird gold drop somewhere else, perhaps. A possibility. Gold drop here doesn't work. I need to convince myself that certain lines don't work. I cannot find it. This is when your mind enters state of panic. I've checked all the moves. I don't see the correct move. What do we do then? Reconsider them all? Bishop move doesn't work. Dragon moves probably don't work. Which leaves us with gold drops. Which also don't work. Unless... Oh... Alright. I will tell you what was my thinking process. It became confused because I took many variations at once, but then I simplified it to... There's only one bishop check I can make that makes sense, which is bishop. The king runs up, and then the only way to prevent it from going here is another bishop check. I mean, this time horse. But then the king runs here. So the bishop move didn't make sense at all. Then the dragon checks. This one and this one is simple, we just take it, doesn't have a continuation. Dragon to 2-1 is a little bit complex because in this situation it looks like there could be many moves. Like gold sack, promote, gold drop, something, it doesn't work. I struggled with this move the most. So that left us with gold drops. And one that looked really convincing to me was this gold drop. But king takes, dragon goes back, there is no follow-up. Like we have pawn in hand, but pawn drop is answered with simple... We can even take it to make it simple. Yeah. So then I thought of gold drop here, but just gold takes survives. So I had to find out the correct answer, which is finally, after discarding all of that, gold drop to 1. Because this time king runs as checkmate. Yeah, so king runs to the side, we check again, king goes back, and this time it's like we have gold here to begin with. And that makes the dragon sack work, I believe. Just at a glance it was working, now I confirm that it was indeed working. So that was a difficult one, yeah? You either are lucky enough to consider a move being correct, or you go through the struggle of calculating everything, which is also the correct way to think about shogi position, yeah? Consider all the options, discard one after another, having this order of the process in your head clear, like take this move, take that one, take that. That seems like a good training to me. Okay, we have knight here, the king cannot really run to those squares. And immediately you think of this diagonal as being important one, because the king would like to run there, right? How can we play around it? Also notice that the knight can promote here, right? Making it very useful piece. So I found a solution. It is indeed about this diagonal and about this silver protecting this square. Because what we would like to do is drop the gold here. This song has this sound in the background that sounds like shogi piece being played. don't know if you guys can hear it. Oh, it didn't play this time. It's breaking my mind right now. Anyway. So in order to drop this god, we have to juke this silver to move by this knight check. But they have the option of taking it with the pawn, which leaves us to the final problem. Okay, that's incorrect answer, but king takes gold drop was the correct variation of Tsume Shogi rules. We don't have pieces in hand, that makes it much simpler. All we have to consider is all the possible... This move isn't possible. All the possible moves on the board, which are those. Like, there is no other move that's possible. Clearly this will, like, allow the king to escape. We have to be mindful of this line. So, yeah, it's about probably those two pieces cooperating with each other, because they're really good at cornering the king. So we're gonna sack the bishop. Gold takes, and now the only problem we're gonna be... Gold takes, silver takes. The only problem we have left, which is this rook. As you can see, here we cannot play this move because of the rook. So we're gonna juke the rook into this position. This is a famous, yes, silver cornering the king like this. Good to know. Okay, immediately bishop sack. I don't care what's going to happen. The solution is bishop sacrifice. Like, immediately. Yeah. I don't care if it's correct or not. There's no other move that jumps to my mind. Here it's like, I'm thinking about this line, but you know, it just escapes. Yeah. So something about this line in the future, it just strikes me as important. But currently we have a rook here. You have a knight, bishop, and silver on this line. If we sack, yeah, he can just run. So, if we sack, they have like this double defenses here, so it's probably this move. Okay, so it all comes together, guys, because we sacrifice it here, sacrifice it here. Just calculating the next move properly, I guess. Now, we cannot promote here because he will run here, so I guess we promote here. Then there is the silver that I missed, but knight promotion. Yeah, if we come back here, like, it makes sense, it's an open check. It's clearly puzzle, yeah? Oh, they take this, they take that, they take that. It's very puzzle-like thing to do. Yeah. Just all your pieces are being eaten in the process. Do one more of the 7 moves. I mean, it's clearly knight drop. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's clear to me. The silver is a great defender of this square, and we have a bishop and gold. We would like to drop bishop and gold. And we have to juke that silver, so knight drop is like immediately an answer to me. Now, the last move, when we have the bishop here and the silver is here, we don't have a mate yet if we drop the gold, so we have to sack the rook. It's that clear to me, basically. Alright, 9 moves. Let's try it. So now it's kinda, oh, we know all the pre-moves patterns. We should be able to sense the 7, like 5 or 7 moves patterns. Like sense them, yeah? Of course, calculating everything is very, very difficult. But here, the same idea. The king can escape there, we have to block it, rook drop. Like, we have to know that already. Rook drop, king goes here. We have a silver, we will sacrifice it. King takes, rook promotion, king runs. And in that position, it's a 3 moves mate. So at a glance, we should feel it's the correct solution. And it's gonna be silver sack and bishop promotion, but I'm gonna simplify it first. So like this. Like, we have to know this pattern, as we would have really trouble solving it. I had my own share of struggling with this puzzle like that. I remember Koshiro teaching me. If you guys know Koshiro, who's playing in TTK, he's like the one who taught me Tsumeshogi actually. Years ago, yes, like 12 years ago, like, yeah. Anyway, so clearly it's about something with rook drops. Rook is a sideway piece. Those puzzles are pretty cool, yeah? We have 2 rooks, so we can start thinking about sideways patterns. We don't have to bother ourselves with other stuff. And the silver is gonna be a great defender here, right? The gold is simply to prevent us from this check. The silver, I don't know what's the significance of that. The lance is probably blocking the king of the ring there. So that's like the first analysis. Now what do we do with it? I have no idea. Sacrificing the horse doesn't really make sense immediately. We can drop the rook close and far. Probably, normally you would consider far first because that forces them to drop something. Paradoxically, that would indicate that it's not a correct solution, maybe. Because we get additional piece in hand. Alright, it's tricky. So yeah, because this is incorrect by Tsumeshogi rules, I'm like, if it's a real game, of course we have to consider it. Pawn drop, takes, rook sack, takes, we have a dragon with silver pawn in hand. And the silver pawn in hand is not enough to like checkmate this king. We have to know that. So the only move in this position is rook drop, I think. Now I have to calculate it actually. So my first hunch was rook drop, king takes, rook drop. King, silver takes, take the gold. And once you have gold in hand, everything becomes simpler. It's mating 3 again. But variation I missed is silver takes. Yeah, so now I will have to do my homework and figure out that rook drop in that position is good. So that makes everything clear. I missed this move actually, but yeah, it's also working. I missed that move. That's on me. I missed king run move. Rook drop takes, check, runs. Okay, and this now with this silver's purpose becomes clear. In the run variation, he cannot run upward. If the silver was there, I would be dead. Yeah. If the silver wasn't there. In this variation, he would be able to run after this check. Here it's not possible because this is checkmate with the horse. Alright. Getting difficult, making mistakes. So immediately it's about like drop something around those squares. Again, in case of rooks, you can drop it far away. Important point is there's a horse protecting this pawn, so we cannot make a check from above. Silver drop doesn't strike me as working because gold takes, and gold at the head of the king like this. Oh, it works actually. Okay, it actually works. I was trying to like, yeah, those squares are important, so yeah, we're not gonna learn much from this problem, are we? Basically, silver drop here, the king can like start running away there. Not good. If we drop the rook, gold takes, and if we can make a check, that would look good, but once more there's the horse. Drop here just makes it go further away, so yeah, silver looks like the only move. And here we have the SG, which is dragon sack. Rook drop. And here we just force them to come closer to our pieces. And this is a sidestep. Normally if they take, this is a checkmate. This is a sidestep to make like it longer. We have to make this check first to force him in the same position. Those sidesteps, like in between moves that force them to like make one more move, those are pretty important tactics you have to learn when you solve longer tsumes. in between moves, hidden in between moves. Okay, new Gyaku, alright. Immediately rook drop strikes me as prevent him from running away. Rook drop, if he drops silver drops, delivers a mate. That strikes me immediately as a move. We cannot drop the rook further because there's a horse blocking. So this is the only square for a rook drop in this particular moment. Rook drop, king runs is the only option therefore. Something about this silver drop strikes me, or this silver drop, or we have to consider silver drops around those squares, even this one. If you think about it, now I just realized, but you know how silver moves like this? The way to make a silver check is the opposite of that. If you ever, like, I never thought about it, but it's kind of funny. The same way, if the gold moves like this, the way to make a check on the enemy king is the opposite of that, right? Those squares become variable. If this makes calculation easier, then it's a good tactic to remember, right? Those are the squares where the gold drop would make a check on the king on this square. Interesting. So we can simplify silver checks by going to these squares right now. Anyway, if the king goes here, silver drops to here, becomes variable. And this is why silver is such a difficult piece to me personally. So many ways to use it. Now it's just pure calculation we have to do. So let's turn off the obvious. If king runs to here, silver drops here don't work. And probably this silver drop also doesn't work. Because the king runs to this square, and we have like no way of capturing it. My sense is that we want to have the rook here, like swoop in and make a check, and this disables that rook check. Silver takes, king takes, just start running away, yeah? So it's probably one of those two. And now is the pain of calculating. I think it's the 3-7 one. So 3-7-1. Rook, king runs 3-7. If king takes, we have a mate in one. It simplifies it. So after the silver drop, king down also is a mate with the rook swoop that we talked about. The only move is actually horse takes. So we have the rook here, the king is here, the horse is there. We have one silver left. And we're gonna alternate it with the previous idea we had, yeah, that those three silvers will block the king. So when the horse is here, we drop the silver here actually. And yeah, you can see that king takes, rook check is horse takes, but it actually gives us a mate in one. So that's kind of a crazy problem. But yeah, that's the logic like that I followed here. Rook drop was obvious. Silver drop not here was obvious. Then we had to alternate between those two drops. But yeah, the pattern that we recognized is this rook check as the important one. That makes it simple. Alright, immediately something about knight drop, gold drop, right? And the silver sack. Those are clear pattern things here. There's the horse here to like complicate it. The reason why we have to do it like this on promotion is to jog this horse around. And currently it doesn't work because the king has those two squares to run to. So that indicates to me maybe we have to sacrifice two knights to make it possible. And I see the pattern already. It's that simple. It's knight drop here, pawn takes, knight drop here. And it's important to do in this order because the king can run here easier than it can do from here. If the king runs, here there is a gold drop. So we will end up having those 2 pawns pushed, which will enable this tactic. And there is the final calculation that comes in. King takes his gold drop, king runs, will lead us to the longest variation of gold drop, king takes, and the drag. So like noticing the silver and dragon tactic first is the most important, and it eases up everything. Magic. Power of patterns. Alright, this is a mess. Like, at a glance, this is a mess. I don't know what's going on. And I know there will be a bishop drop to 1-4 at some point. That's all I know. So we have 2 rooks and a lance that's very mysteriously placed there. There is a token, which gives some comfort. But the king can run to all those squares. That's... yeah, that's concerning. So bishop is a move that would drag the king away from the defense of this square, which would deliver a mate. That's a pattern, yeah? Now we'll have to calculate if it actually works or not. And that's the difficult part, yeah? And the music is like... da, 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 da. Great. Great music, great. There's also this knight that doesn't make it easier for us. Another move we could consider is talking back with silver. Like, this is the most practical speaking. But king running away, we don't have a mate to like follow on it. More aggressive move would be gold drop. But actually I would be concerned about this rook. So I think bishop does both things. Protect the rook and the escape. Silver takes is possible, but it actually leads to the same pattern we had before, dragon from behind. So the fact that the silver is protecting this square as well, I missed it. My brain is like, bishop, bro! But how about the basic rook check, yeah? So this bishop drop cannot be taken by neither of those pieces. The king will go up. So that simplifies this position greatly. Now what do we do there? No idea. Maybe it's wrong to begin with. Maybe there's no follow-up. That's the fear of this variation. The most practical move would be take, take, take. But then the king runs here and this bishop doesn't really protect it. Alright. So we will go even crazier, guys. Are you ready? This rook didn't seem useful through the whole variation so far, so maybe the first move is to promote it. And indeed, the king runs away, we can checkmate it in the same way. The only way to prevent this rook check is this knight. And we had a problem with this knight protecting this square. So it's gonna be distracted, that's great. Bishop check, king runs. And I really wanted to drop the gold here. It's not working yet, unfortunately. Oh, it's so complex. Oh, it's even worse. It's not this variation. It's even worse, guys. There's another variation. Alright, alright. There's too many of them. Anyway, we play around the idea of the bishop. It seems correct. I see. So if the king runs, we have gold drop, gold takes, sacrifice, but then this bishop is here to take us out. It doesn't work once more. Alright, we're in trouble. Back to the rook sacrifice idea. Depression kicks in. Depression, Aka. This is only 9 moves, why you cannot solve it at a glance? You're a weak shogi player. Yeah, it hits right now. Alright, there is 15 people watching you and you cannot solve this problem. Depression kicking in, just ignore it. After bishop of king to 4, I was thinking rook... Ah, free. Alright. Yeah, that's a great move actually, bouncing across. I think it's working. It should be working. It should be working. Trust me. It should be working. Gold cannot take it. King cannot run. King has to take it. And then a magic will happen. That's all I know. That's all I know about Sumishaki. Ignore the depression. So, rucksack. We discovered new move. King takes. We could take the knight, right? We could drop the gold. We could sack another rook, but we don't have the finisher. The usual finisher you would see is king being here and the horse coming in here, checkmating it somehow. I don't know how to arrive at that position yet. Pain. Imagine not being able to Satsumei 9 instantly. Ah! Hey, you found a move that I didn't see. Take the credit. So I was thinking about dancing around, taking the knight and sucking the rook at 3-3 again. Now we have the knight. But that seems like there's too many moves, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we would have to deliver checkmate then. So something is wrong. That's land Futsume is also a hint itself, guys. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we need 5 more moves, which one has to be gold drop. Just gives us some hint. Nope, I don't have it. I thought it's gonna be good enough hint, but I don't have it. Hey, how about we combine that idea, bouncing, and we input this move first? It seems to be working. Knight takes, bishop, suck. It works. We figured it out together. Yeah, I didn't see rook free promotion, to be honest. It's brilliant. Yeah. Chaining is good. Yeah, once you have an idea, chaining is just another step. Yeah. Yeah, I was too confused about this sign. I tunneled vision as well, but this is correct, yeah. I was like, I have no way of putting the horse here. Turns out I cannot, yeah. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure I solved this one in the past though. Yeah, the memory comes alive. I'm pretty sure I solved this one on stream, actually. It's gonna be gold drop to 8 if my memory serves me right. So we wanna juke this silver to promote, actually. If he promotes, actually, this will be faster mate. We wanna go for the pattern of general king runs dragon checkmate. That's like, this is those 2 pawns the same way we had 2 pawns here with the dragon check. The dick shape. The pattern. Yeah, you just slap the opponent with the, yeah. And the same pattern, but like upside down. Yep. You wanna do that. So, silver takes... Yeah, if you manage to have a general here and do that. Pattern B, let's assume the silver is promoted, we have a gold drop. So if we assume that that's the shape that we win, now the silver will do its best to not promote. So that's gonna be the puzzle. And then the final thing that's gonna be difficult. We have 3 gold generals and 2 silver generals, and the question will be in which order do we drop them? And the obvious answer is we keep the gold at the end. And we use the first gold first. So the fact that the question is where do we drop 2 silvers, yeah? The answer will be you always drop the silver here, you always drop the gold there. So we juked it to promote, because if he didn't promote silver, gold drop was good. Now we have to juke it to go back in the corner. Perfect. Easy new Goku problem. It's not easy. I solved it before, so I knew it. It's clearly Bishop 3-1. Changed my mind. Changed my mind. Yeah, so it's about guessing, but also noticing the pattern. Yeah, instead of thinking about the move, think about like what would be the ending shape. Think of it like connecting dots. Yeah, what picture would you make instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Or think like, I wonder, this looks like a sun or like a butterfly. Yeah, it's round. So here, unfortunately, my brain is shouting at me that it's bishop drop. So, which, by the way, king runs to the corner. I don't see a follow-up, so it's probably incorrect. Shape-wise, we probably would like to drop the rook here, but there is a dragon preventing that. Shape-wise, there are 2 pawns here which are suspicious, and shape-wise, there is a bishop promotion here. Probably we are forced to drop the rook more like here, therefore. But I'm not calculating, I'm just telling you my... If we sacrifice the bishop immediately, is it possible or not? Probably not, because king runs in. So the problem with king in the corner is you need diagonal piece or a knight to finish them off. The rook or a pawn is not gonna... Pawn drop also is a bad finisher, but... probably we wanna keep the bishop longer. So the fact that we've already established that bishop drop and bishop sack won't work. So we can discard them. What other checks do we have? Bishop drop, sack 1-1. If we don't have a knight, there is no follow-up. So the only bishop drop that we have left is bishop 1-3. I mean, just king takes. Makes it simple to run. So it's probably rook drop or a pawn drop. Pawn drop also doesn't seem to work. The rook drop. Rook drop here is the only move, right? By the way, this rook drop would also be considerable, it's just that there is the pawn. So 2-3 rook drop. And we have already 7 moves. Yeah. King in the corner, bishop drop, easy. So here or here. We start with that. If the king goes to 3-1, it actually allows pawn promotion, and that makes our job easier, perhaps. If king runs to 3-2, that runs under our bishop line, which also may potentially make our job easier. So let's consider those two. By the way, after king 3-1, pawn promotion, the king will end up in the same position. So perhaps it's easier to start with king being here as a simplification. Okay. So, rook, king goes here, bishop drop. That's the only continuation. King to 3-1 is the hardest because pawn drop doesn't seem viable. We sack the rook for the knight. And remember what I said, if the king is the corner and we have knight, it's winning. So bishop promotion, king corner, knight drop. That's actually a checkmate. So rook, king, bishop. If he just takes the pawn, we promote, and actually bishop is protected by the bishop, the dragon, the reverse checkmate. It seems like king to 3-2 isn't correct, therefore, because both of those escape routes were wrong. So if we compare it to king 3-1 pawn promotion, take or run. King runs, now we have token, we cannot drop the bishop, that's gonna be different. King takes the token. What's the simplest one? Maybe it's not simple. I don't see a mate. Let's go back. Rook, king, and now what's the move? Pawn promotion seemed good. 3-2 pawn drop, seems like king takes the pawn, there's no follow-up, so I would say it's promotion. So promotion, which is easier. Okay, if king goes up, we sacrifice the token, we make a check, it's a checkmate, right? If we don't, it's actually a promotion, it's a check. Runs check, takes dragon, checkmate. So actually the line that we fell into, which is king takes, seems to be the most difficult one. Unless we made a mistake with pawn promotion or rook drop. I think the rook drop is the only move, right? Pawn promotion, it also seems to be the only move, unless there's in between move or some magic. Unless, yeah, but yeah, pawn promotion, king takes, and we have to figure out. Why do we have that pawn in hand? That's like the most off-putting thing. Yep, you cannot. It seems to me like he's running away, actually. And I got stuck myself, yep. What do we do in case of we got stuck ourselves? Well, we were very confident that there is no other move than rook to 3. I'm gonna double check that. Corner makes sense. The 1-3 escape route makes sense. So 2-3 rook looks like the only move. Now we had the king goes to 3-2 was a simple mate because of bishop drop, right? Yes. So king 3-1, and here also could be another move. So rook drop, king 3-1. There's many different moves you can try. I was like, oh, pawn promotion's the thing. But actually we can take the knight, take the pawn, drop the pawn, drop the bishop, drop the bishop. I just made it even more confusing. I'm so sorry, chat. I actually think it might be the rucksack now. Maybe not. Doesn't seem to be working because of one detail. I don't think they're gonna change the rule. No? Yes? It's 9 moves, it cannot be this long. It happened that Morichi sensei would fall asleep, or Havu sensei, or Kiroku Gakari. Yeah, it would happen. I'm just closing my eyes because it helps me imagine the position. Some people think I'm sleeping, I'm not. Just let me calm down a little bit. One would say that I have something written on my eyelids and it allows me to check the computer moves, but that's not the case either. We're missing some good move. Remember, guys, when before we had this rook free promotion that Mansinger Krons discovered? I think we're missing some good move like that as well. It's the only explanation. You have the beats, yeah. Well, we're still on the stage of going to toilet and checking the hidden mobile, I guess. Cheating tea? That's a new one. I'm more of a fan putting a chip in your thing or eye contacts, like lenses. It shows you think of it like Google glasses. Google Lens, was it called? But instead you have it in your eye and you just look somewhere and you have the position. More fan of those theories. I made a huge miscalculation, guys. I lied to you. I lied to you horribly. No, I'm not in Japan, so I'll have to be in Japan to play real boards. So I lied to you that after rook drop, king runs, there's no pawn drop. There is a pawn drop actually. And we talked about the rook drop, king to the side. This is a mate without a pawn drop, right? We said bishop drop is a mate. So if king takes this pawn, it's still a mate. My problem was king goes diagonally, but actually I lied to you. This is a mate because of bishop drop here. Actually, bishop like 6-4, barely avoiding this dragon and allowing pawn promotion and the bishop, well, mostly bishop promotion on this square. Yeah, bishop drop here, you know, king runs, but bishop drop here, bishop can promote. So yeah, rook, king, pawn takes. Bishop promotion here is very crucial. You know, if they go down, we promote and we promote. So the only way is rook, king, pawn, king takes bishop, and then he takes this pawn. And now we have to deliver the final mate, which is in 3. Yeah, I'm married now too. Did you know that? That I changed my name? I plan to change my name on like websites when I get my new passport, which I didn't get yet. Because we didn't get transcription, because thing is complicated. But yeah. Anyway, Switzerland. Alright, let's try 111 moves. My stamina is just ending for today. I didn't sleep too well, sorry. Let's try one of those and finish the stream. It was quite enjoyable, I have to say though. So immediately you see a night drop somewhere as a pattern. This feels like a good sack, but the bishop exists, so I'm not sure if it exists in this particular puzzle. Knight bishop promotion exists definitely somewhere. And we have a god, which will be finishing piece. And yeah, something about this square as well, like pinpoints me to. Yeah, if you sacrifice king takes, this leads to a mate, right? So running also leads to a mate. Knight takes seems to be the only option, for example. Why is the rook here? I have no idea. For example, after that, dragon check forces the bishop line to be blocked, allowing knight drop. So the only way to not be checkmated in that position is bishop move up to create escape square. And that's where the struggle begins once more, yeah? This is 11 moves, it's gonna be... Almost. Okay, I got it. Alright guys, so... This was particularly easy, because we ignored all the other possible checks with the golds and with the knights, because we are like, this sacrifice looks nice. Then we discovered that this looks nice, and now it's just a matter of pattern and realizing the knight is not here anymore, which is the last thing I realized, kinda. Open up square, chase him away, sacrifice. Magic. Okay, last one. I said this is the last one. Let's do one more. This is clearly bishop drop here, right? Bishop, if we want to sack, it doesn't work. Promotion, but the rook comes in, protects. Bishop drop here is possible. So we have like bishop drop or bishop drop. This seems quite simple. Clearly the viewers saw it as well. Brilliant. I'm proud of you guys. So yeah, those dragon checks are really hard to check, see. In this particular problem, it also might be the case where we check with the bishop and check with the dragon, actually. The only piece they can drop in that situation, notice, is the gold. If we drop the bishop... Okay, so first we have already established like the bishop drop is the only possibility. And this bishop drop doesn't work. Because king runs, promotion takes, and the lens is here protecting this pawn for a reason. So bishop drop here is clear, and then we don't have enough pieces, we have to make a check. It's like clear, so it's like between middle drop problem, yeah? What blocking piece they drop? It's not middle drop, it's just a blocking piece problem. If it's anything that can move sideways, bishop sack, king takes, dragon comes in. It's that simple. So it has to be gold. So we have bishop, dragon, king to here, gold. And now we have to solve it. That's my understanding of the position, at least. I might be wrong. Yeah. Don't quote me on this. I might be wrong still. Maybe there's like in-between move. Some magic. Now it's working, actually. It's actually working. Gold, the only move. And now, we don't sack the bishop yet. Take, drop. Now we sack the bishop. Ta-da! Undertale. I think Shogi Lifestyle is streaming right now. So maybe we will send you guys to watch him instead. Hope you enjoyed our quest. Hope you enjoyed to enjoy. Okay, hope you liked our quest to enjoy Shogi. Chichira noise. Here you go. I may continue doing it like every week, like studying different stuff. Today we did some handicaps, maybe we'll continue that. You know, just chill out and do whatever I want for once. Trying to find the enjoyment once more, yeah? Quest for glory, indeed. And trying to catch up with the newest opening so that I can teach you guys better. This is like the ultimate goal number 2. I'm getting distracted by the epic music. And eventually, so that I'm able to play Shogi once more, to not feeling pressure, that will be objective C. So yeah, you can upload your Kifu, you can join our Discord if you're not there, I'll be there. Don't forget, we have the TT series round 2 going on until the next Tuesday. And I will see you on Saturday when we do catch up with the newest pro games again. We call it casual study, but I think most things we do is catch up with pro Kifu, so I guess we can go with that. And yeah, enjoy studying with Shogi Lifestyle. See you on the Discord. Bye bye!